Mulțumesc. Good morning and welcome. My name is Carmen Cristina Oltean, Romanian Canadian poet and ambassador of Women of Success. I am very happy to be here today with a new interview from the series Success and Our Children, a project that brings forward stories about passion, discipline, family support, and the courage it takes for young people to follow their dreams. This beautiful project is part of the vision of Victoria Bularda, founder of Women of Success, a community that celebrates women, families, and inspiring life stories. Today, I am very excited and honored to have with us Andrei Dumitru, a young football talent whose journey connects Canada and Romania. Andrei, thank you for accepting this invitation. I am very happy to speak with you today about your love for football, your path so far, the challenges, the opportunities, and the people who supported you along the way.
Thank you
And
very much for having me.
you are very welcome. Andrei, how did your love for football begin?
Uh, from a very young age, I think my dad used to play when he was younger, so he never forced me to play when I was young, but ever since I was really little, he uh, he always had a ball around me, and I think I just fell in love with the sport once I was really young, and just the love for the sport stayed throughout my whole life. So just from my father.
Nice. How old were you when you first started?
I started playing when I was 4 years old for a
Oh,
local team in my hometown.
that's very young. Was there a person beside your dad, a game, or a moment that made you fall in love with football?
Hmm. There wasn't like a specific moment, I would say. I think it was just uh, over time, I just fell in love with the sport, and each year, kind of as you keep playing it year by year, I think your love for it grows even more. So no specific moment.
So was time when your family noticed that football was becoming something very serious for you?
Uh, I saw your interview with my mom, and she said there was a time when I was really little where Um, I had like some party the next day, and I told my parents like I'm not going because I need to sleep before the game. So I guess maybe it was that for them. But for me, I would say I think during the COVID time when there was the pandemic, I think that was when I really realized that this could be my future, and that if I wanted this to be my path, I need to start making even more sacrifices and putting in even more work than what I was doing before. Because I think around 13, 14 years old is the time when uh, you really need to decide if football can be a path for you or not. Because once you realize later, I think it's already too late.
Was there one specific moment when you thought, I can really do this?
Yeah. During, hmm, I think I always knew deep down that I could do it, but I think when I was 16 years old, I was in the Toronto FC Academy. Um, it's the only professional academy in the area where I grew up in Toronto, and there was a period where I got called to train with the first team for a couple months, and I was playing very well, and I think that was the moment where I realized like that I could make my path at that level, and it was something I could really do. Um, so I'd say then.
Beside your parents, was somebody else that encouraged you to recognize this something special in you?
Um, I have a couple really close friends that I have that have always seen I guess they've always told me they saw the potential that I had, even when I hadn't achieved anything in the sport. So I'd have to give credit to all my close friends and family as well. But I also have a very close family friend that also played professionally in Romania, in Spain, and in Ukraine, and he lives in Canada now. And he was always supporting me from when I was young. Like he started coming to my games when I was 13 or 14 years old, and his name's Daniel Baston, and he's always kind of given me good advice and tips because he's kind of had a very successful career in the sport. So I think he also saw my potential in me from when I was young, and he helped guide me along the way, and he's still helping me now.
That's amazing. I think it's very important to have people that inspire us. Was it always a dream, or did it slowly become a real plan?
That's a great question. I think for any kid, what you want to do is a dream because you're too young to kind of figure out how exactly it's going to be a path for you. It's just like a crazy dream, you know? But I think just over time, once you grow and get older, it just slowly transitions from a dream to a path, and you just start, you know, you take your passion and you start to figure out exactly how you want to put it into practice, and you like figure out the steps you want to take to get there. So I can't say if it was like a dream or a you know a, a passion. I would just say over time it transitioned from a dream to something that I had to think about logically.
Yes, I think it's a combination.
Yeah, exactly.
What were some of the most important moments in your football journey so far?
Um, there's been a couple so far. So I've been a professional player for 2 years now. So I'd say for sure one of the most important moments was signing my first professional contract. Uh, and before that, I think my mom told you a bit more about this in your guys' interview, but I originally before signing, I was supposed to go to a university where I received a scholarship to play football and study at the same time. And then because I wasn't expecting to be offered a professional contract, I was in grade 12 at the time, but then halfway through grade 12, I got offered that contract by Toronto FC. So that was a really special moment. And I ended up taking the path to the professional game at 17 years old. So that was a really nice step and a great memory. And then a couple months later, making my first team debut at at BMO Field, which is the the field where I was always going to Toronto FC games from when I was like 9 or 10 years old. So for sure, getting a chance to step onto that field and having my parents and family and friends watch me put on that jersey was a special memory. And then after that, a year later, I would say coming to Europe, coming to Romania, the other country that I hold so close to my heart, where my whole family lives, other than my parents, and signing for Fece Botoșani. So I'd say those three are my favorite memories, and I look forward to making many more.
And you will. I believe in you. It's such a
Thank you.
beautiful story. Like, it's for me, when I was in the interview with your mom, all I want goosebumps. I went through all the emotions, and then you must be so strong, and she must be so strong, and your parents both, not just your mom. Congratulations for everything. Now you kind of answered this question, but maybe there are more moments. Like, is there one moment that you will never forget,
One moment I'll never forget.
even as a child, that's linked to your
Uh-huh.
story.
Oh, this is actually an interesting one. So, this is also related to making my first team debut, but it's kind of like a story. So, the coach who gave me my debut was his name was John Herdun, and he used to be the coach of the Canadian men's national team when they qualified for the World Cup after 30 or 40 years. And I used to go to watch the Canadian national team whenever they played in Toronto. And I think it was 2022, and the Canadian national team played I think it was an important game to qualify. Sorry, not 2022, 2020, because the World Cup was 2022. And it was a really important game. I think it was against Panama, and they won, if I remember correctly. And after the game, I stayed to like take pictures with all the players, like from where they left to get onto the bus. And I was with my dad, and I remember I took a picture with the coach, John Herdman, and and after the picture, he looked at me because I was wearing a Toronto FC sweater. He's like, "Are you are you with the academy, son?" Or something like that with his Scottish accent. And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I told him like, but don't worry, in 3, 4 years I'll be playing for you because I assumed he would still be the Canadian Canadian head coach. So I told him I'll be playing for you, and he said, okay, I'll keep an eye out for you. And then 2 years later, sorry, 4 years later, he became the head coach of Toronto FC, and that was the period when I signed my first professional contract, and he gave me my debut. But I don't think he remembers that interaction from before, of course, because I was just like a random fan, you know. But he was the coach that ended up giving me my first team debut. So I think that's a special memory for sure.
It is such a beautiful one. Oh my God. Looking back, which moment made you feel proud of how far you had come?
Uh, that's tough to say because I think
Of course.
I still have a lot more work to do and places I want to get to. You know, I'm not satisfied with where I am right now at all. Like I know I can do much more and I have to do much more. But I would say I was proud of myself when I made the decision to come to Romania because of course I still have family here and I know the culture and everything, but to to just make the spontaneous decision to, you know, to change my life and move to a different country and like not regret it or like doubt it for a second and just, you know, sticking to what I know every day and continuing on my path. I think I'm proud of myself for that because, you know, it's a tough decision, but I think you know, in life, like you need to make tough decisions and then make them the right choice. You shouldn't make a tough decision and, you know, worry if it was the right choice or not. So I think I'm proud of myself for just taking the risk and not looking back.
I think when you know, you just know, and nothing can stop you. And I am sure you build a lot of strength and not just the physical abilities, and it's all together your mental, it's very strong, and your power of decision. And it's amazing to see such a young football player so far and then so determined. What did it mean to you to play in Canada and then continue your journey in Romania?
Yeah. So this is a great question because I think Canada and Romania are both, you know, my countries, so I hold them both very close to my heart. And, you know, as a kid, obviously growing up in Canada, you know, maybe representing the Canadian national team and having the chance to play in Canada seemed like the most important for me. But at the same time, I always dreamed of having the opportunity to somehow have a chance to also experience uh, the sport in Romania. So I'm kind of grateful that I got to have both of those experiences now. Um, and I'd say I'm grateful that it happened this way because maybe growing up in Canada, there's more opportunities, you could say, compared to growing up in Romania. So I'm grateful it happened that way, and the setup at Toronto FC Academy and everything there is incredible. So I'm grateful I got to experience that for my whole childhood. Um, and also experiencing the sport in Romania and seeing how passionate everyone is about the sport here, and being able to spend time with my family who I haven't been able to, to really spend time with since I turned 18 years old, just from seeing them for a single week when I came on vacation here, and now I'm actually able to, live around them and see them on like every single weekend and while playing the sport I love. So I think I kind of got the best of both worlds, and I'm just grateful I got to experience all of these things at such a young age, and I look forward to experiencing and growing even more.
Oh, nice. What is the biggest difference between football in Canada and football in Romania?
Mm, it's a This is a tough question. I think
Take your time.
uh, the sport in Canada has progressed obviously so much in the last 10 years, 10, 15 years. Um, and in Romania as well, I think it's always been like a really huge tradition. So I think that's also a difference. Um, and in terms of styles of play, maybe I'd say um, the style of play in Canada and in North America is a bit more athletic and based on physical qualities. And then I'd say in Romania and a lot of other European qualities, it's kind of a mix between the two. In European countries, it's kind of a mix between the two, maybe a bit more technical. Um, but yeah, again, both countries are have a very high level of the sport. So I'm just grateful I got to experience it in both and kind of learn little things that maybe learn things in Canada that maybe I couldn't learn here, and then learn things here in Romania that I couldn't have learned there. So yeah.
Thank you. Did Romania feel more exciting, challenging, emotional, or all of those?
Yeah, I think it's all of it combined because maybe it's exciting because it was something new for me. Making a step to a first division club, being able to be with my family, was all exciting stuff. And then also challenging just because, moving to a new country, and still being on my own in Botoșani because my family was in Bucharest. So I think, yeah, like you said, just a mix of all these emotions, but something that I'd love to experience again and again.
What did you have to learn quickly when you arrived there?
Uh, I think what I learned quickly is that you need to make tough decisions sometimes, and you need to, no one's gonna, you can have as many people as you want around you that are gonna help you and give you advice, but in the end, no one's gonna really help you. You need to make tough decisions on your own sometimes and just make them the right ones. And yeah, and it's just really important to always just try and take care of what's in your control and not wait for others to solve your problems, maybe, I would say.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
That's, I love it. What were the biggest challenges you faced when you moved to Romania?
Um, I think living on my own. That's it. Because I there's a lot of stuff that I was maybe that my parents spoiled me with, and then there was a lot of stuff I had to learn to do on my own. So I guess I'd say that was the biggest challenge. and being away from all my friends and family. But in the end, like I adjusted really quick because I made friends there and I met my girlfriend there too in Botashan, so it like slowly turned into another home for me.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah, nice. Was the hardest part being away from family, adapting to a new country, the football style, the language, or maybe pressure?
I think I would say just being away from my parents because, yeah, it was tough moving to a new country, but I think, having family here and, being Romanian and understanding the language, I think that helped uh, not make it as tough compared to what it could have been if I didn't know anything about the country I was moving to. So yeah, and then also maybe adjusting to the football style and the demands because of course the demands and the style of play will be different wherever you go, not just it could even be the a different team in the same country and it's still gonna be a challenge because you need to adapt because there's no two teams that are exactly the same. So uh yeah, I would say adapting to the style of play and the demands of the new team and being away from my parents.
I can't believe you are 19 and you are so mature, but I guess it's part of all the trainings and the exposure to like so many trips and school, and I I really love how you think.
I appreciate that.
How did you handle the difficult days?
To be honest, I don't know myself, but I guess I just did. Um, no, I think I had like maybe on the difficult days, you just remember like how much things you have in your life that you should be grateful for, and then it makes it easier. Like if you if it's a difficult day and then you just kind of look at all the bad things that are going on, you just kind of adopt a negative perspective. But I think it's important to, on the bad days, try and find little things that, make you grateful for what you have. Like if you have a bad day, you still look at all the things you have. Like for example, I have a house to live in. I get to do I get to play the sport I love for a living. I still have a bunch of friends and family that are there for me, even if they're not actually there. And then it just kind of makes it a bit easier. And then you just kind of adjust to it over time. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing. It's amazing to hear. What did that experience teach you about yourself?
Um, I think it taught me that like um I'm okay, like I can do I can do things like outside of my comfort zone and that's what makes me grow the most. I think that's what it taught me. And it taught me that I can like if I set my mind on the right things, like I can do a lot. I can do a lot with my life. So I'd say
I
that.
I would like to believe you keep a journal because you have such great experience, and maybe one day you will write a book about all of this.
Mhm. I need to experience a lot more for that.
Yeah, it builds up. Like maybe now it looks like there are small details,
Mhm.
but I think the small details count a lot.
Follow in my mom's footsteps, maybe one day.
What opportunities has football opened for you, both as an athlete and as a person?
It's a great question. I think uh it it helps you grow in like a lot of ways. First of all, I think it teaches you like just straight discipline. Like for example, I know a lot of people and a lot of people who I've spoken with who are even like 5 years older than me that, tried to make it in the sport, and in the end, it didn't work out. But they kind of created this mindset of just trying to push themselves every day because that's what a high performance sport and environment does to you. And then they just kind of adopted that into their life, into whatever they did next, even into their like day-to-day job. And that helped them progress a lot. So like first of all, I think it just teaches you how to be really disciplined, organized and manage your time well and, just kind of take action like really quickly and not kind of to wait for things to come to you. Like you need to go out and get them. I think that's what it teaches you. Like from being off the field and then being on the field, of course, like if you're in a high performance environment where, you have high level coaches and, you get to the training ground and you have like a gym, you have like everything laid out for you, you have food to eat. Like of course you're gonna grow every day. So just the environment you're in gives you a opportunity to progress every single day and push yourself. And being in that environment helps you like develop habits that will help you for life in whatever you do. So
I think
yeah,
it helped you grow as a person and as a player, and all
yeah,
the people, places, and experience that football brought into your life made you who you are.
yeah. And sorry, I forgot to add this. I think it also teaches you that like you need to go through tough times and to even fail in a way to improve.
I think
So
so
it's
too.
also important.
I
Yeah,
think so too.
yeah.
How has your family, especially your mom, supported you on this journey?
They supported me so much, like all the values that they taught me and all the things they've given me, you know, throughout my childhood kind of prepared me for when it was time for me to try and make it on my own. So I'm just grateful for that and I'm grateful that they helped me, by understanding when it was my time to leave and not, making me feel restricted or making me feel like it's not the right decision, just by supporting me in what I want to do, I think. So I'm just grateful for that. And
Your mother spoke so nice, like it didn't feel like a sacrifice, but something natural, done with love. What does that mean to you?
that means the world to me because uh I know she said it's something out of love, but like they made endless sacrifices for me to try and chase this dream. And I know she mentioned in the interview that we literally moved houses from one city to another just to be close to the training ground, just so I could, be close to training and still stay focused on school. And that was obviously a huge sacrifice from my parents, and because they could have easily said, we can't move for you and we can't make this drive 50 kilometers a day to the training ground to bring you to training. So you can't go to TFC Academy no more. And, who knows how things could have turned out then if they wouldn't have made these sacrifices for me. So I know my mom said they did it out of love, but I think every single day they put me and my dream and what I wanted to do ahead of what was best for them. So I can't say anything. We'll just be forever grateful for what they've done for me. And I'm just gonna work hard every day, um, continuously, like how I'm doing now, to make sure I'm gonna be able to repay them for everything they've done. So
So beautiful. Was it something your mom told you that you stayed with you forever?
she's told me a lot of things that have stayed with me forever. Um, I think, like I mentioned before, that you can have as many people as you want around you that are gonna support you and give you advice and all these things, but in the end, no one's gonna help you do what you need to do for yourself. So you need to realize that you need to take action and make decisions. and and focus on your path, and that's the most important thing. So
It stayed with me and will stay with me what she said. She tried to instill in you, and it's such a beautiful thing. She said that she told you if it's to choose between to be true and be kind. I don't think I'm translated is right. Maybe I should try in Romanian. Um, Dacă să fie ceva adevărat, să lupți pentru
mhm.
adevăr, mai bine să fii blând. Nu știu în
Mhm.
engleză. M-am pierdut. Nu m-am așteptat să mă pierd. Și mi-a plăcut foarte mult. And actually, I'm gonna go back to English. It's one of the most kindest thing, and I think that it's a beautiful thing to live by. We have 6 minutes left, and I would like to ask more if we can squeeze in.
Of
What
course.
qualifies do you think a young player, qualities, sorry, do you
Yeah, yeah,
think a young
qualities.
player needs in order to keep going? Talent, discipline, mental strength, patience, or faith?
Uh, to be honest, I think a combination of all of those. I can't say a single one. I think, but the most important is discipline because, I think people have heard this like 1,000 times, but you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't put the work in every single day, and you're not going to get anywhere. Like talent will get you up to a certain point based on how much talent you have, and then it's just based on how much you really want to push yourself out of your comfort zone and improve. So I think it's a combination of stuff because you also need faith because just like in anything, you need a little bit of luck. You need maybe some things to fall into your favor while you're staying mentally strong and disciplined and working hard every day. You still need a bit of faith uh, to believe that everything's gonna work out and yeah, so a combination of all of that for sure.
What do you think separates a talented player from a player who keeps growing?
Um, I think maybe a talented player is someone who knows the qualities that they have and they're just kind of satisfied with those things and they're happy just to get to like a certain point with those qualities and just be comfortable. And maybe some people have more talent than others, so they could get to a higher level, but they'll only reach that point and that's it. And then maybe someone who kind of just works hard and never stops. Maybe they might not have any talent at all, but they're still going to reach the highest level that they could possibly reach because they try to improve on things that they know they're not doing well every single day. And in the end, I think that's the key to life. Like you need to find find the things that maybe aren't your best qualities and working on improving those because the qualities that you already have, you're gonna have those forever. No one's gonna take them from you. But the things that you don't have or maybe the qualities you don't have yet, you can always work on those.
You are very
So,
smart. I agree with you. You have to know your best and not so good and work on the not so good. And then once you are aware, I think everything gets like goes
mhm,
smoother.
mhm.
What keeps you motivated during difficult or uncertain moments?
Mhm. I think what keeps me motivated is now that I've had a decent amount of experience, I know that I can go through a lot of tough things. And just while I'm going through those tough things, still keeping the same mindset of just demanding more from myself every day and working hard and knowing something good's going to come out of it. And like knowing I've gotten out of tough times before and I've come out better and stronger. So I know that if I go through a tough time again, I'm just going to come out, it's going to teach me something new and I'm going to come out even stronger. So that keeps me going. And in the end, like not just the sport, but anything in life is full of ups and downs. So you just need to embrace that process and accept that there's going to be good days and bad days, and the bad days are meant to teach you things, and the good days are meant to make you realize like what a good life do you have. So I think
I think we
I
need
just keep,
another, sorry, we need another interview because I was going to ask you about if you have another passions, what's your favorite food, if you eat ice cream or you have, and about your girlfriend and about your granny. So, are you happy to be with your granny or like,
yeah, yeah. So now I've actually gotten a chance to spend more time with my grandparents, my aunts, cousins, my uncles. So super grateful for that because uh it's one thing to see them on video call every week, and it's another thing to be living with them every single day. So so happy.
Andre, we have a minute left. I cannot thank
Okay,
you enough. I cannot thank you.
thank
It's
you.
such a joy. Thank you for your sharing your story with us. We wish you all the success, strength, health, confidence, and many beautiful opportunities on your football journey. Thank
Thank
you
you so
also. You are very welcome. I am nervous, I guess. Thank you
much.
also to Women of Success and to Victoria Bularda, founder of this initiative, for creating a space where stories of young people, families, dreams, and success can be shared and appreciated. Andre, we will want an autograph from you soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
in a couple of years. Thank
Thank you so much. And
you.
are you coming in Canada soon? Can you visit?
In the winter.
Okay, so then maybe
Mhm.
we can meet.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thank
Good.
you. All the
All right.
best, Andre.
Thank you so much. You as well. It was a pleasure.
A pleasure here too. Bye.
Bye bye.